We had just datamined a huge amount of Ethereal model updates in 11.1, and the one crucial detail is that these are naked Ethereal models with a ton of new customization options and all set and ready for brand new armor. They got various versions of head, arms and chest customizations, but also bandage and magic colors. At midnight we're getting the final showdown in the biggest battle ever against the Void, the so-called final battle, led by Void Lord Dimensius, the Devouring, the same guy that destroyed their planet that they had sworn to fight. Recently, Ethereals got a huge role. They talked about the radiant song that their own planet gave them, and they will be our #1 allies. Is this an early sneak peek of the playable race that we announced in midnight, and what is everything we currently know? While having the best deals on the market for all games and software, Gamivo just added mobile top-ups for your favorite mobile games with the best prices that you can get with my Gamivo link in the description below. Best of all, if you use my code DORON, your discount will be even bigger, so make sure to use my link in the description and the code and check out Gamivo. I know what you're thinking. If you've been following the channel, wow, yet another model update. It must mean that the new playable race is coming. I've made dozens of videos like this, but hear me out on this because there is actually more than just a datamined model update that is also significant. I have actually made this exact same video over a year ago around the World Soul Saga announcement, as we had gotten big hints even back then with new models as well that the Ethereals will be heavily relevant in the saga, but this one is now actual customizable evidence that we had just datamined a day ago. So the Ethereals are being set up big time, if not as a playable race then as a major race for the World Soul Saga, and they actually have a ton of history in the franchise overall. Everyone knows who the Ethereals are. First introduced back in DBC, they were these weird cosmic bandage people that travel the universe, live on the edge of the world, but so much development has happened since then in regards to the Ethereals, and I would say cosmology wise they are the #1 relevant race for the saga, and especially for midnight that will be announced next summer. See, their planet Karesh was destroyed by Dimensius the Devouring, a Void Lord that is, as we learned recently, the master of Zelatat and that is set on invading Azeroth. It is very likely that Dimensius will be the one that will invade us in midnight and that we will finally see him in person. Yes, this is that little mob from Outland that we fought that was literally a tiny avatar. He should now be near a tighter power level when fully charged up, if not even more powerful than them. Now, the way Dimensius works isn't exactly what we are used to when it comes to villains. He doesn't exactly invade like the Legion and send his armies. He created a million portals and bathed their planet Karesh in void energies until it just exploded. The Ethereals created magical shields, but ultimately this magic explosion led to the destruction of their bodies, and this explains why they are covered in bandages right now. Why this is relevant is because right at the start of the War Within, we had gotten Ethereals being one of the main characters opening the saga, and they also told us that the same radiant song that Azeroth is giving us right now is what Karesh had given to them back in the day, but they didn't understand the warning until it was too late. This not only implies that Karesh might have had a world soul that might as well be converted Void Lord right now roaming the universe, but they're the #1 race we need to consult as they went through the same process and failed that we're going to go through right now. Since then, they had sworn to fight the Void, but whatever means necessary, and seeing that a big showdown is going to happen on Azeroth in midnight, they're definitely going to show up in big numbers. I'm not talking about some traveling Ethereal merchant here and there, but think of them as the Draenei 2.0, like literally the exact same copy-paste storyline, a massive cosmic ethereal army that is going to come and save the day when we start losing the battle, like the elves in the Battle of Helm's Deep. Draenei's planet was destroyed, they never had a home, they swore to fight the Legion, and together with us, they managed to destroy them. Now they had all united from the various versions and are settling on Azeroth, soon building their new capital. The Ethereals are, as I said, literally the exact same thing, just instead of fighting the Legion, they're fighting the Void, and they got a bone to pick with Dimensius. The Void invasion, as we know, is confirmed from midnight. This isn't just a random Void incursion into Azeroth like the one we saw in the Shadowlands. This was described on BlizzCon as the ultimate battle of the Void and the Light, where we might finally defeat them for good. I'm talking hundreds and thousands of years of history will be resolved on this day, with the Prime Naru, their potential new leaders. We've recently learned the Archons, the Void Lords, Sargeras, the Titans, all bunched up into one massive battle in Quel'Thalas. Now, when I'm talking about playable Ethereals, I mean, sure, there is no doubt they're going to be one of the main races of the saga, very relevant characters, there really is no disputing that. Well, because we had just data mined a ton of updates in 11.1, like so many new models and variations that it is crazy. I wouldn't really think much about this or even make this video if these were just some NPC updates, new Ethereals, maybe new cinematic models, nothing that out of the ordinary, because we are expecting a big Void patch in 11.1.5 with Nightfall, as well as 11.2 as it leads up into the midnight announcement. But these are not just armor updates, we have actually for the first time gotten a naked customizable Ethereal model. It's literally the Ethereals with the various head customizations that they have from the positions of the bandages. Their arms, chest and legs have also gotten this same treatment, so they can be half bandaged or fully bandaged up. However, they had also gotten at least 6 various body colors from dark to light, and they also showed us the option to customize the magic that they emanate from the core of their bodies. On top of this, we had gotten even some pretty interesting Ethereal new armor versions, which obviously plays into this. Now, I did say that 11.1.5 and 11.2 is going to be the big Void content, which is almost certainly without that culminating the division midnight, but personally, I think this is a setup for midnight overall. This wouldn't be the first time we had data mined models in one expansion and they only happened in the next. We previously data mined so many armor sets and models in Shadowlands that only appeared in Dragonflight, and also items in Dragonflight that only appeared in the War Within. Personally, I think this is a setup for midnight and one of the big features they had announced. They told us that midnight is going to be big, they already showed us a sneak peek of the housing, so something like a new class or a new race is almost certain, or potentially we might get both. We've recently gotten interesting insight into this random survey of Blizzard planning new classes that will come in Midnight or the Last Titan, or in both as I said, but it is also almost certain that they will add at least one new race in the saga. Potentially more than one. While people have gotten used to the Earth and right now they're not really as lame as they were when they were announced, let's be real, I mean, they really are more of an elaborate reskin of the dwarves than a full-on new race, and Blizzard really does need the big bombastic features, a completely new and unique race. The Ethereals are unlike any other race we had previously played in the game. People have requested them for years, but it's always weird, like how are they going to customize them when they all really look the same, but we had actually now finally gotten these customizations, we had seen them. Furthermore, they're heavily established in the lore. Recently we had those brokers in the Shadowlands, which, well, never confirmed to be exactly related to the Ethereals. They're without a doubt in some way connected to them, and I feel like they're going to reveal this connection soon, which could be huge. However, in terms of the classes, they're also perfect, and we've seen so many versions of them. They are a mage race, and they're incredibly intelligent. They're one of the most intelligent races in the universe, so they would fit perfectly for any type of a spellcasting class. We've seen priests, arcanists, nether stalkers, sorcerers, spellbinders. However, we have even seen melee classes and hunter types with thieves, rogues and raiders. They're not really like a naturally warrior or a shaman or a druid class, but they can definitely work as the basic melee class, the warriors, the rogues, as well as really anything related to spell casting. Furthermore, we do have some hints that at some point in the World Soul Saga we're going to visit Karesh, potentially as a new raid, a questline, or really even a full-on patch zone similar to Undermine that we're getting right now in 11.1. With the way War Within is developing, I think it's most likely that this will be happening at some point in Midnight, like this is going to be 12.1, 12.2. I don't know about you, but to me this literally seems like Argus and the Draenei, literally the exact same storyline, just instead of fighting the Legion and Fel, we're fighting the Void Lords and the Void armies that are invading us. Thanks for watching. Check out my video on the actual return of Sargeras by clicking on the screen, and check out my video on Baron and Slavic mythology by clicking on the screen as well. See you next time.